Hi, I'm Mishkin Fitzgerald. I'm originally from London. I moved to Brighton about 12 years ago now. I play and sing in the orchestral rock band Bird Eats Baby, and I've also got my own solo project which is just under my name. I've always been quite drawn to music. My parents had a piano, so I think we were lucky enough to grow up with a piano in the house. Neither of them played, but it was kind of my mum's idea that that I would learn. So yeah, I guess I was quite drawn to music anyway. My parents are really religious, so we grew up going to church quite a lot, and there was a big music kind of thing at church. So I played the piano and the organ and like sung in the church choir and everything. So that was like my early influence, and I used to love the musical side of the church. And then I guess when I was a teenager, I got rebellious and started listening to rock music and decided to form my own musical path. My favourite place to go in Brighton, this is going to sound really, really like dweeby, but I just love being with my piano. So I'm quite an at-home person. There are places in Brighton that I do love to go, but yeah, as far as where I go when I just want to feel better, it's right at home next to my piano. Like I've got my own music room, so that really is like my haven. I've got all my musical instruments here, and there's no place I'd really rather be.
I've always been good at confession. You couldn't hold my tongue at all. Yet as I sit here and I'm contemplating out my will to live, I think I'm losing it. I've never been so close to death, but thank you for being so honest with me. You've got so much to offer, but my wounds are deep. I'm waiting for the right time.
Okay, so that is a 1901 Bluthner from Leipzig. My grandma is Greek and had the piano shipped over for her when she was a child. She learned until her sort of late teens, and then they had to escape to the south of Italy in the war because she's Jewish. So they had to leave the piano behind. When they came back, the Nazis had burnt down their flat. But the piano had miraculously survived without a scratch at all. And then the second time they left the country, they took it to England, which is where she lives now. She couldn't take the piano into her flat, and I was like, you cannot give that piano away. So I've got it and I'll keep it forever.
They'll take, I will never make the grade. I guess I don't have what it takes. If I can't make this disappear, I'm gonna Van Gogh both my ears till I see his face clearly. He's just waiting for the right time.
I definitely had to work a lot of my voice. The piano seemed to come quite naturally to me. That was something that I just was able to do and master. But with the vocals, I think it was more a confidence thing. I wasn't sure if I could sing. I only sang initially in bands as like a backing vocalist. I only started fronting bands when I just couldn't find a singer to sing the songs that I'd written. So I decided to just do it myself, but I was terrified and my voice wasn't very strong. I didn't have any technique. I'd never had any lessons. So it's been a really long path with the singing, but I kind of feel I can do whatever I want with my voice now. It's really versatile, and I'm doing new techniques now where I'm doing scream vocals and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really nice to like finally feel like I've mastered that musical instrument as well.
You didn't have to take the one thing that I loved away from me. You didn't have to make me pay. But thank you for teaching me how to regret all the tears. They will fall out like teeth from my head.
It does change and vary what songs I really enjoy to sing. I think at the moment I'm really enjoying singing on newer stuff from our later record, just because it's got a bit more grit to it. So there's quite a few angry songs that are a bit more aggressive, and I get to shout out a lot. Like Part of Me is really, really fun to sing, and it's also got a really big swear at the end, so which I won't say, but you can listen to it. And that's a really, really fun one to do. I guess, and you could say this for all the arts, there's not really enough funding for artists. I think it's basically, it's just really, really, really difficult career to do. I think there's so many artists out there that are shockingly talented that will probably, you know, never even make a recording just because their music's not in the right hands, or they don't have the business side of things to back it up. And I think these days, if you don't have that, it's really, really, really difficult to make it. As a musician, you have to be so self-motivated. You have to be willing to do all the things, all the business things, as well as the creative side of stuff. So I think it's quite difficult. I think we've really got a bad idea of music, especially in this country. You know, I don't think things like the X Factor and, you know, making people compete to sing covers is a really good frame of mind for music. There's not really any emphasis on original music. There's not really a good grassroots scene unless, you know, it's the musicians themselves running it, which there are some good stuff. But I just think the industry in itself is just, I'm not really interested in being part of it, to be honest. I'd rather just do my own thing, which is what we've been doing for years. So yeah, I just think I don't really want to be part of the music industry, so I just won't be. Yeah, and I think the independence that you can have as a musician, if you are willing to run your own career and really, really push and work hard for years and years, probably make no money, then it can be extremely rewarding. It's the most fun I think you can have as a job, is being in a band. There's not really another job where you get to jump around on stage and, you know, be an idiot and hopefully get paid for it. And it's really creative. Like, for me, the best thing about working as a musician is the outlet that I get for all my crazy ideas. I can just make them all come to life in music videos and songs and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a great industry, but also a terrible one.
Charity, and it cut me right to my bones. He would become my enemy, though his words are all I know. As I'm learning how to grow, I keep him close. It's on your poison throat. It's in the lies you spoke. It's just the debt you owe. And so, would you come lay your love?
There's a song on my solo record called This Town that's all about Brighton, and it's kind of about, it's a bit of a love song as well, like a bittersweet. It's probably the only love song I've ever written. But yeah, it's the chorus is, one day we're going to rule this town, but it won't mean anything. So it's kind of like how Brighton can be like a really awesome place to make it as a band and to be kind of someone in Brighton, but also you can be really lonely here and like no one really knows who you are at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of got that really friendly vibe to it as well, but it can also be quite a cold city. So yeah, definitely get a lot of inspiration from Brighton and the people in it.
London's to throw. I'll see him there on Judgment Day, with a dagger for his throat. In my voice, a flock of crows, 'cause I could have been a visionary, but now all my love has.
Yeah, I listened to lots of music growing up, but I think the first time that I thought I've got to do music was when I was listening to Origin of Symmetry by Muse, which is their second record. I always say this in interviews. Newborn is like a really amazing opening track, but I think by the time the album gets to Space Dementia, there's this incredible sort of piano rock song that's just really progressive. He actually uses like a Rachmaninoff prelude, and he's ripped off the chord progression and just turned it into this like insane rock song that's really dark, really beautiful, really, really heavy. And I just think it's so clever. I listened to that and thought, here's a band that have taken piano, which is what I absolutely adore, and classical piano, and they've turned it into something really like heavy. So I just thought that was amazing. I think that was the first time that I thought, I've got to be in a band and it's okay to play the piano. You don't need a guitar, you know, to write rock music. So yeah, that sort of gave me hope. I thought I could see my own band being formed at that moment. I listened to that album like, obsessively when I was a teenager. I still kind of listen to it obsessively.